Esther chapter 6. Let's open it up, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. The king honors Mordecai. That night the king had trouble sleeping, so he ordered an attendant to bring the book of the history up in his... I'm going to start over. That night the king had trouble sleeping, so he ordered an attendant to bring the book of the history of his reign so it could be read to him. In those records he discovered an account of how Mordecai had exposed the plot of Bigthana and Teresh, two of the eunuchs who guarded the door to the king's private quarters. They had plotted to assassinate King Xerxes. What reward or recognition did we ever give Mordecai for this? The king asked. His attendants replied, nothing has been done for him. So they didn't do anything for the guy who saved his life. That's crazy. Who is that in the outer court? The king inquired. As it happened, Haman had just arrived in the outer court of the palace to ask the king to impale Mordecai on the pole he had prepared. So the attendants replied to the king, Haman is out in the court. Holy clutch. So Haman's about to get the king to plan to execute Mordecai. And the king might have been down for it, but now he just read in the book that Mordecai was the one that saved his life. So obviously he's not going to want to do that. I have a feeling Haman's going to get something crazy coming to him. Okay. Bring him in, the king ordered. So Haman came in, and the king said, what should I do to honor a man who truly pleases me? Haman thought, Haman's going to think he's talking about him. Haman thought to himself, whom would the king wish to honor more than me? So he replied, if the king wishes to honor someone, he should bring out one of the king's own royal robes, as well as a horse that the king himself has ridden, one with a royal emblem on its head. Let the robes and the horse be handed over to one of the king's most noble officials, and let him see that the man whom the king wishes to honor is dressed in the king's robes and led throughout the city square on the king's horse. Have the officials shout as they go, this is what the king does for someone he wishes to honor. So interesting that someone would want that, because that does not sound nice to me at all. Being dragged through the streets on a horse with a guy being like, this is who the king honors. Like, I don't need that. Excellent, the king said to Haman. Quick, take the robes and my horse, and do just as you have said for Mordecai the Jew, who sits at the gate of the palace. Leave out nothing you have suggested. So Haman just realized probably, he's like, you're not talking about me? You're not talking about me? Oh, in that case, I think whoever you are trying to honor, you should kill them. So Haman took the robes and put them on Mordecai, placed him on the king's own horse, and led him through the city square, shouting, this is what the king does for someone he wishes to honor. So Haman had to be the one to do it. Wow, that's crazy. Afterward, Mordecai returned to the palace gate, but Haman hurried home dejected and completely humiliated. When Haman told his wife Zeresh and all his friends what happened, his wise advisors and his wife said, since Mordecai, the man who had humiliated you, is of Jewish birth, you will never succeed in your plans against him. It will be fatal to continue opposing him. While they were talking, the king's eunuchs arrived and quickly took Haman to the banquet Esther had prepared. Well, I'm confused. Why will he never succeed in his plans against him? Because he's Jewish. It doesn't really make sense in the context of them, because they just went out planning to murder every Jew, no? So, like, wouldn't... I don't know. I simply don't know, man. Okay, quick and easy chapter. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.